We're back here with Sid Ahmed, is a Tunisian American. We're talking about election in Tunis and bringing back all dictators after toppling dictator Ben Ali. Now we have another Belanese Ali, and same thing with Egypt. And you were talking about how the military usually a protector of the secular, and at least that has a pretend, and then they work secular against Islamists, and that's been always the story. You know, right. how they elected Sisi because they are afraid of Brotherhood or Morsi or whatever. And the same thing, I guess that was the thinking of the people who elected Neda Party or Sipsi. So what is, when we're gonna look at actually who is really qualified like a home-growing national movement?
There is a national movement, National Front, which Hamma al-Hammami, he was in jail in and out under Bourguiba Zine al-Abidine. The day when Zine al-Abidine was stopped and dégagé, run away from the country, he was in jail. He was inside the Minister of Interior, was the dungeon. Really dungeon. He was released that day. So he has a good appeal. When I was in Tunisia, many intellectuals, many union activists, they liked him. He got around 9%, 10%.
So what does he represent?
He represents really, for me, he represents the left, center left, the nationalist movement. You know, the one they don't want to be under any outside influence. Because they had enough. They had Bourguiba.
We've seen it for 6 years.
Yeah, they had Bourguiba, pro-French, pro-American. You know, they don't. Bourguiba, for him, France is the best. You know, it's the model we follow. That's fine. We have been colonized by the French. We know the culture, but we need some leverage.
Yeah.
Some national thinking. You know.
Homegrown.
Homegrown.
We
need to decide for ourselves.
What a concept.
Yeah, it's, you know, and that's many people when they toppled Zine al-Abidine, many they wanted to have that way. Not necessarily we're going to close the border against the West, but Tunisian people leave. You know, let us decide for ourselves. Not Holland has to make a decision for us. Or the Zionist Bernard Henri Levy coming to Tunisia without even being invited. My God.
Yeah.
I mean, and we all know Bernard Henri Levy, he is the man who toppled behind the whole issue in Libya.
Yeah.
I mean, a staunch Zionist like that.
And even when the Israelis attacked the PLO in Tunisia.
1985-86.
I mean, Sipsi was the one who justified.
He was a foreign minister.
Yeah.
Based on my, it has been a while. No, he stood up, actually. He tried to do something in the United Nations by taking a stand for the bombing of the PLO against Israel.
But I think it was a cover-up. Once you go to United Nations, it's a cover-up.
We know that. I mean, but at least
it's a cover-up.
But at least it's on the outside set. That's what it looks.
We can label people the way we want it, as we do.
Yeah, we are all humans,
yeah, exactly.
Yes, of course.
Sisi is this, and his Mubarak, young Mubarak, and Sipsi is young Ben Ali or Bourguiba. But we look at what they do.
Yes, the deeds.
Exactly. You know, when Sisi came, he said, we're going to do this, the country, nationalists, and we're going to liberate Egypt from the Brotherhood, as if the Brotherhood are occupying Egypt. And in one day, he turned 10 million Egyptians to terrorists.
Yep.
And he's been jailing people and put them on military trial, 45,000 political prisoners. So no matter what he say, this is what he does. Let's go to Sipsi.
Sipsi said the same thing. When he was elected, the day before today's, he said, we have to fight terrorism. Same thing, Sisi, remember that?
Yeah.
When he took over, we have to fight terrorism.
Not all, he said something very interesting. You know, once he was elected,
He was elected.
And before even the ink dried out, he asked the Tunisian people for a mandate to end terrorism.
Yes.
The same way Sisi said, you know. So does a dictator needs a mandate? Why an elected person needs a mandate? I thought the election was the mandate.
That's correct. But also, there are pressure from outside. He has to please his friends, Holland.
I see.
You know, Mr. President Holland and so on, that you're going to fight terrorism. The issue is not terrorism in Tunisia. There are some because of the anarchy in Libya. That's correct.
Yeah.
We should protect
And
our
the
border.
history, you know, what's
I
going
mean,
on.
we should protect the border and everything because don't remember, Tunisia are very, very peaceful people. Most of us, we don't ever see a gun, really, literally. It's like Egyptian. But the difference between you, Egypt and Tunisia, because you guys have been run by military for 60 years, but we weren't. And Bourguiba, you have to give credit for something. Bourguiba said always the military has to be in the outside politics. Outside politics.
Well, Mubarak did the same thing. He put the military back, but he made a police state.
Yeah, but the same thing, Zil Abidine.
Yeah,
he was a military man, but to strengthen his power, he weakened the military, but he created police state. At one point, Tunisia, it's really one of the most highest police state in the world. I said one of the most highest police state in the world. The computerized ID in Tunisia started 1975.
Before
1975, before any country in the third world, I may say, or in Africa for sure, in the Arab world. So what does it tell you?
And also
He wants to
that's a good thing, but is he using it for
Of course.
serving people, being efficient?
No, that's Bourguiba start, but Zil Abidine, no. It's really to follow, follow the Tunisian citizens
Monitoring
everywhere.
behavior.
Monitoring police. It's a
People.
police state, yes.
Even the people who go to mosque, they have to
They have
record.
also, of course. And by the way, Zil Abidine, some speculation, they say that he had around 2 million informers and the population of Tunisia between 10 to 11 million, imagine. I mean, in every household, literally, you might have an informer.
10 million divided by 2.
20%.
So if you take two security, you have 8 million.
Yeah, and 8 million, take everything. I mean,
so
you have
every four, I don't know the ratio.
I mean, it's very high. It's very high.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I find out 3-5 years ago, member of my families, they were informers.
Well, every family has one of those. But it seems like a lot of people were talking about Tunisia is different than the rest of the Arab world. And even the Tunisian that elected Sepsi, they said, no, nothing's going to happen like Egypt because we are different.
Yeah, when we
How
say,
different are they?
No, when we say different, I mean, each society is different when you look at it. There are common ground, you might say Arab language, Islam, or whatever, but each country went through different history and path. North Africa and Middle East, the English and the French impact, But also Tunisia has tendency always, it has been open really through history. Tunisia has the Vandals, the Viking. I mean, through history, the Spanish, the Ottomans. Plus, look at the location of Tunisia geographically. It's very close to Italy.
Yeah.
It's only between the Cap Bon, Libya or Cap Bon, to Sicily, it's only 90 kilometers, something like that. So it's
and being a small country, you have to really be peaceful with all other
peaceful
neighbors.
with the neighbors, yes. Yeah, I mean,
But so what is the struggle now in the Arab world or Tunisia? What are the forces that are fighting?
You mean now, right now?
Yeah.
Forces, of course. I mean, the Islamic movement under the Nahda, it's really, most of the people think, big majority of Tunisians, they were disappointed by their behavior. When they were running the country, they call it the Troika, Marzouki, President, Jafar, the head of the assembly, and the Nahda, the head of the government. They didn't do a good job. They didn't do at all. They brought nepotism, corruption, the same as Zil Abidine and Bourguiba. And this is I witnessed myself. I talked to people. They said, we thought they will behave and they will be doing God's job, but they were worse. What they have done in 2-3 years, worse than Zil Abidine. This is from the mouth of many Tunisians.
Well, yeah. But How is it different than militarize the whole country? When the military comes, you know, like the military in Egypt, they own almost 68% of the economy, institutions, you know. It seems to me when the military, that the protector of the secular, when they make blunder, losing most of their wars, losing their land, losing their identity, 30 years of peace with Israel was war with everybody else. It's okay. They are our military. We cannot criticize them. When the Islamists make one blunder, one mistake, they are wiped off.
Yeah, in Tunisia, you don't forget. I mean, I'm not going to look at Egypt. Egypt,
but there's a lot of similarity with their attitude toward Islam and Muslims.
Yeah, but also the experience is completely different. Tunisia, it's a very, very Ahmed, very secular country. This is from the foundation from Bourguiba, really. You know, the first Muslim country, Arab country, polygamy was prohibited in 1957 under the Statut de la Femme. So,
but this is imposed not by election or referendums. This is imposed by a dictator.
Yeah, imposed by Bourguiba.
But most people on the street, they are Muslims, traditionalists.
I understand that, but no, to upbringing, yes, but they are not as religious as other countries, believe it or not. We grew up I myself grew up very secular. I mean, it's a very secular country. The mosque is there, but it's not something at your head, at your face. You can go to the mosque as like any other Muslim, but it's not really traditional Muslim country.
It's a habit.
It's a habit.
It's but also no, but not religion.
Tunisians are Muslim. There is no doubt about it. But it's not in your way like Saudis or any Gulf countries.
Nobody like the Saudi. What I'm saying is the difference between brotherhood and average Tunisian is not that great. It's not that big. I mean, they're both Muslim, they're both traditional, conservative, whatever.
Yeah,
so the idea of turning the Muslim homes to kind of evils overnight, this is a damaging things that happen to a home-growing national movement.
But it has been a trend because, as I mentioned earlier, Bourguiba was anti-Islam. So he has to use everything to make Nahda or any Muslim Brotherhood look bad.
Yeah.
But don't forget, the leadership of Nahda, some of them, they did the blunder.
Oh, abuses.
They did
Once
the blunder.
You get in power,
they did the blunder.
Yeah.
Because here, you guys, you have been in jail, as they pretend. They have been in jail for years.
Morsi did the same thing.
When they came, they did not deliver.
Yep.
They really, did worse as Zil Abidin.
They got by election. They be out by election. Like
and that's what happened.
In Tunis. So this is a good model. I mean, in Egypt, we're not in election. I mean, this is the thing. And it seems to me, we have religious fundamentalism or Islamic fundamentalism. It's not because of Islam, because of secular fundamentalism and dictatorship and oppression.
You may be right, yes. They have been pushed. What you're saying, they have been pushed from the other side.
They didn't have the space.
Yes, they have been pushed from the other side. Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm completely, and they say it always. If the Muslim will be elected democratically in Tunisia, and they do the job, they deliver to the people, social justice, humanism, eliminate nepotism, I'll be the first to support them.
And they mature and
I'll be the first to support them.
And they live and come, like Christians.
Like any live and come. And now if they fail, we kick them out.
Thank you so much, Sid Ahmed, and a Tunisian American, monitoring what's going on in Tunisia and election. And we'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum and God bless you all.